in the beginning.
Okay, how's it guys? Welcome to OTF 25 and the interview with Gary Stockenstrom, the CEO or owner of Drift City
Yeah.
Events. And why we're having here today is Drift City is one of the leading events in South Africa and the automotive culture. And we haven't had a Drift City for how many years?
Yeah. 2023 was our last one.
Is it?
And the truth of the matter is, it's not for the lack of not wanting one. We're struggling for dates. I mean, you
There's
know.
a lot of challenges.
100%.
Dates,
100%.
financial support, public support, car support, the spectators. I mean, like the actual entrance support.
Yeah,
Oh, but you
yeah,
keep
yeah.
yours limited, so that's not really an issue.
Yeah. So we obviously run a different concept in terms of how the competitions run. It's an invitational. Drift City is an
We have a
invitational.
cap.
Yeah. Because we have all kinds of other challenges like time constraints and everything because of where the event is.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like the challenges come every day. You wake up to a new challenge. I'm preaching to the choir. You obviously know
No,
this
definitely.
as well now.
The city never lets us sleep, for one. But at the same time, we are here and enjoying it thanks to the city. So, you know,
Yeah.
give us big ups the way it's due. And what I want to track back into is like, you know, automotive events. And whenever I have events, I think back on like what got me into like loving cars and, you know, enjoying it. And I'm at that age now where I'm not even worrying about myself. Like I don't even have a car on display here,
Yeah.
and I'm not like, you know, throwing my toys
Yeah.
out of the cot or anything. But I'm actually just enjoying this and being here with you, having to do a podcast and making memories together, and spreading information about like these things and like sharing. Now my personal journey is like
Yeah.
the first event that I remember is Lord of the Blinks.
Yeah.
And street
Did you
mods.
enter Lord of the Blinks or were you just there as a
So
spectator?
no, like I was probably like 8.
Yes, it's
19.
Sorry for swearing on the podcast, but yes, sir. How do you throw age into that number? Oh, gosh.
Serious. I was like literally walking around there, like looking to the ballad, and I'm like, this thing is moving.
Yeah, lots changed since then. I mean,
Yes.
I think I go a little further back. I think I come from the cruise this era,
Yeah.
which is the pioneer of sort of the indoor
And the
custom
first time I
cars.
saw the cruises thing was like at the Voice of the Cape show,
Yeah.
where they had the ballad.
Yeah. So that was the brothers, that Black Ballad that was
Yes.
on air at the time. And now we're talking 98, 99, yeah. So, I
So
mean,
that's like the start of what fueled me to be like, you know, when you see a car at that show and you like you can't even drive.
Yeah.
You want to build something
Yeah.
that's gonna be on this level because
Yeah.
that's what, like, you know, that whole inspirational journey
Yeah.
takes you on.
And essentially all this, like as we sit here now, there's a kid now that's 8 years old walking in here,
Yes.
and he's 20 years time easier. You know,
Yes.
so
So if we didn't have OTF this year, right, there wouldn't have been that moment for that child.
Yeah.
That is what, for me, is
Yeah.
the victories.
Yeah.
Is thinking that somewhere, some child that attended this weekend is going to be inspired for the next 5
Yeah.
to 10 or maybe even 30 years for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And because it'll be that memory where, oh, I got to stand next to a 2J Hilux
Exactly.
or a RX-7
Exactly.
and that thing revved out, and I'm like, I need a RX-7 in my life.
Exactly.
And his lifelong goal is a RX-7 now after
yeah, and
years.
it starts when he gets home and he starts drawing pictures of the cars and googling the cars, not going onto the wrong Google
Research,
sites.
Going on YouTube, and he's
the
like,
right YouTube.
oh, RX-7 or R32 Skyline. And that's what I'm about now. It's like, you know, it's the next generation and leaving that memory and growing the industry. And like, I'm past putting a car on show,
Yeah.
but even though I am still building something, I'm building the E36 to also be like a little bit of a show
Okay.
and a track car as well, which we planned on releasing this year, but at the same time, you know, it wasn't the priority because we needed to get this thing off the line.
Life is lifing.
Yeah, and we want to come and track back into the fact that, you know, do you know why those shows stopped?
Look, I can't speak for I can't really speak for other event organizers. I know that, you know,
It's just like a weird question, like, why isn't there still a street mod still today?
look, it's a two-parted answer. I mean, a lot of the times, you know, priorities change, guys. The lives happen. You know, the want to be part of the thing maybe falls away.
Yeah, the
But I can-
passion also can
yeah,
you know,
but I can tell you,
appreciate.
a lot of the times, this is a thankless industry. You can go down a road of rockiness for like months at a time in terms of putting the event together. the challenges that you face in terms of hosting legal events. Because remember, we're not just putting events together. Neither are you. This is like legally sort of trying to, yeah, trying to check the boxes, because what we're all trying to do is get to an event where get to a point where the events are generating a heavy sponsor interest, national interest for guys to tour.
Yes, to be like a corporate level of a business.
Exactly, exactly. So the challenges arise, the cost. A lot of times, I mean, like I said, yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to speak for the other guys, but sometimes you just lose money, and then you can't keep losing money because a lot of us own other businesses, and we're using those businesses to fund this business, and it's just.
And you think it's gonna get easier because, for example, right, Atlantic Film Studios, where we had the event there, they kind of gave us the event every year, but it's more that the venue every year. But it was like they only gave it to us in that December month, and we had a month to cook. So I kind of outgrew that short period of hosting an event because you can only cook so much with the sponsors in 30 days. Like their budgets are already predetermined 2 months to a year. So that's where we were trying to go with CTICC and like get to that corporate level. And it didn't go as well as we expected because obviously the expenses that we outlaid for the venue was like astronomical. And we just, when you feel like you're going that level, it must mean that you're going to get as much money back in return, and it wasn't the case.
And more so because of the amount of work you're putting in, you're
we marketed from March throughout that year, last year. So there was there couldn't be any hurdles to, hurdles to success, basically.
But in your defense, I mean, you did to put together a never been done before production at the convention. Yes, they've had various automotive launches and stuff, but essentially what you did was you took the culture to the main stage, and that's a gamble. I mean, respectfully, nobody can take that away from you. Like, you did it.
I appreciate it.
You did it. So
the one victory out of that whole thing was that JP Smith, I got his attention. So I was like,
he got his attention without getting a fine.
Yeah, like he didn't want to take my disc or anything. And surprisingly, after that, we had a meeting with the city, and they were willing to assist us in growing OTF. But unfortunately, I had a lot of personal situations that happened this year that literally derailed me, and I didn't even want to think of cars again.
I think the one thing that I want to say on that JP thing is that the city of Cape Town's got a massive appetite for motorsport, and it's evident in things like the Speed Classic, evident in the Heineken event. The challenge is that
it needs to be done right.
we live in the flagship city of this country in terms of how they do things, and it's not a case of just do it and hope for the best.
Don't just wing a throw together and we hope for the best.
It's a case of following protocol. They're going to be
pushing out X amount of money. They need to ensure they're getting something out of that whole thing. If you can't guarantee that, they're not going to assist you.
And the one thing is, when you really analyze the process, you do realize that it's there purely to safeguard you and to safeguard your attendees. And that is paramount when it comes to any event. I mean, you don't want to put something together, have 5,000 people at the event, and there's a stampede and nobody knows where the emergency exits are. There's no medics, there's no traffic control. It's supposed to be done properly.
And thought out, and any hurdles needs to be kind of preempted so that you don't have to
exactly and that only comes with the proper planning, and planning takes time
and also experience. I think whether you can show I try because I had 9 months to plan and market OTF. I hardly got any big sponsors because firstly CTICC was messing me around with regards to the full estimate of expenses, and I didn't want to commit to sponsors giving X amount and it was maybe too short or maybe too much, or I just wanted things to be done properly, which resulted in it being dragged out, and I missed that window to get the real sponsors to support the CTICC quality caliber of event. But
and the challenge that you face is that you're a lot like myself. You have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, and sometimes you just get frustrated when you're nobody sees the vision.
Why not coming and let's do this?
So when we sit and we say, you put together a proposal or whatever, and you send it to sponsors, you're they're gonna bite, man. This is the
and
thing.
And even after OTF 24, put a proposal together and you show you did this lovely thing at the CTICC.
Yeah, it's not.
Sometimes it looks like it's a fairy tale.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, did you even really do this?
Yeah.
And like then even
Yeah.
like you do it so well that now they're not even like really that
Yeah.
kind of soul, because it's like it's a little bit fairy tale like.
yeah.
So can you really do
Is this
again?
is this
Maybe that's
AI?
luck.
Is this AI?
But yeah, I want to talk more about Drift City and your, like, what are your biggest challenges with Drift City? Besides, obviously, we know everyone knows it's the weather.
Yeah. I think we chatted about it the last time as well. I mean, look, essentially what we're trying to do with every Drift City is to create an event that appeals to an international field. Like, you need to look at that thing on YouTube or catch onto a live or anything and think to yourself, shit, A, where is this, or B, or is that really even Africa? Because people have a very flat-minded approach to what we are like in South Africa. And both me and you have been exposed to international competition where you like look at it and you're like, this is doable.
Yeah.
We have the, like in your industry, you have the caliber cars. I mean, we're sitting next to JP now.
Yeah, JP.
Yeah, and Naveed, these cars are,
Low stats,
these
Scirocco,
cars are world class.
Audios, E30.
Absolutely, it's world class. So why are we able to build these things, some of which are ownable, not even store built? Then it's up to us to say, look, we need to elevate the stature of these things so that it's seen globally, because
Yeah, give him a venue and a facility
Absolutely.
to complement the cause.
Absolutely,
And, like, level it up.
and I can tell you, with our industry again, with Drift City, when we put that thing together, the attention that we got from international competitors was like, can we come? Can we come?
Because most of the ones overseas aren't, it's all on tracks. They got Formula D tracks.
But there's so much more to it that people don't really realize. It's the size of the course, the limited amount of practice runs. They literally got a left and a right, and then it's go. And so the amount of stress that these drivers go through, they are literally on adrenaline for 8-9 hours. Like, and that's what makes the event so spectator friendly, so impactful. Is that
because you're along the ride with you. Like,
yeah,
build that
yeah.
anticipation
Yeah.
and excitement.
Yeah, so to translate, your guys is the six, 7 days of no sleep to get here on time. You know what I mean? It's
And that is one thing I've kind of been cognizant to, is like people that spectate at automotive events, they want that adrenaline rush.
yeah.
And that's the challenge we kind of face with
As
the
a
start
segue,
show. Huh?
as a segue, how do we lead into that conversation? Yeah,
It just happened. We're just
Yeah,
going
yeah,
naturally
yeah.
here. And that's what I kind of intended with OTIF. I mean, that's why, I was kind of forcing you to be my mentor on this, because you had the Drift City thing. And we need to go inside our two worlds,
Yeah.
because it's like we are, shaping two different spheres in motorsport.
Yeah.
But they both cars. Like, why don't we collaborate
Yeah.
on this?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we faced so many hurdles and we didn't get to materialize what we wanted to. But that's kind of where, all excitement comes in the automotive industry, is when the engines are started,
Yeah.
burning rubber. And it's one of the challenges we face with, our stance events, is like it's mostly static.
Yeah.
And that's why we focus on that cultural and networking aspect, because I feel like that's something that's you're not obtainable anywhere else, because there's so much adrenaline happening. You can't even have a conversation with that bro at all that weekend.
Yeah.
And what I want to grow OTF into is being able to say, like, okay, the winner of Drift City, let them come and have their car on display. They already achieved something there. Let's sit down and talk about it, and let's cross, someone that's in the stance industry, let them understand the challenges you face and see what's the barriers of entry to that.
Yeah.
And that way, all factions of the motorsport industry will grow.
Absolutely. And I is our mic gone off? I think essentially what's happening is that we are now at a generational peak, where a lot of us have gotten to the point where we've kind of achieved what we wanted to achieve individually.
Yeah, that
and
contentment in your heart.
yeah, and now it's that case where we almost, as custodians now of the various aspects of the sport, is like we need to pave the way perfectly now, so that the Cape Town particularly can just be dominant in terms of the build qualities, the event qualities, because
All factions.
yeah, essentially we got a city that's incredibly
Rich in resources.
yeah, and they've got a good
and
appetite for big motorsport events, and they clearly said, look here, if we get our shit together, they were more than happy.
Just, how many times it's like, we want to help you guys, but no one is doing
Yeah,
anything to
but
be
don't
able
send
to-
us a permit on WhatsApp. So we just need to now. I mean, myself and Tariq, this is not to speaking to the people, but like we've had a lot of conversations on what we think the journey should be. Myself and guys like Faisal from Tractions having that conversations. Myself and Abdul from Gym Corner. So we're all looking at moving in the same direction, which is to create a almost like an event pipeline that can put together events correctly so that we can encourage power bowls and modified bowls and then eventually get to quality festivals in terms of events where we put
Yes.
everything under one roof.
And that is beautifully explaining the potential of all this growth.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times people can't see like why are you doing this? Like
Yeah.
like yeah, now if someone comes to this event, they're like, oh, nice cars on display. Poof, they leave here thinking the cars are just nice in the studio.
Yeah.
And we just take photos of the cars
Yeah.
standing and that's it. But it's bigger than that. It's building like the network of people
Absolutely.
and going towards, like you're saying, with Traction and other factions working together and say like, okay, let's be like renowned in the industry for the drifting.
Yeah.
And let's start a drift academy and let's get the younger guys in. So now you've got this drift academy and you guys are doing drift school and Cecil's like, oh, that guy's got potential.
Yeah.
Let's start doing the
Yeah.
sponsorship. But none of that's happening now because it doesn't build, that infrastructure isn't built.
It's
that
not ready
level
yet, yeah.
Where the eyes are there to say, to
Absolutely.
justify the corporate money to be thrown.
Absolutely.
And it all comes from
And look,
the
we-
support of the nation, basically.
But we can't also be ignorant to the fact that there have been before us. There's been many before us,
No,
and,
that's done.
and some of them have given sponsors less than what they paid for. So it's again.
Obviously, yeah, leaving a bad taste in your
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah. So sometimes sponsors are a bit hesitant to get involved in it again. Also, like our culture is normally dotted with bad shit, the wheel spinning, revving. I mean, the stuff
Oh,
that,
no, without a
that-
doubt.
yeah, the stuff
Illegal
that,
behavior is like a norm
absolutely.
most times.
So I mean, I went to a parkour for the first time. I can't do it. I'm sorry, guys. It's just there's a level of maturity that comes with all of you, and it literally we're the ones that sit in the offices and get the shit.
Yeah.
So-
Because we're not trying to apply for a event in the city and you're like, oh, but you don't want everybody
Yeah.
to leave there and do donuts in the road.
Yeah, how you guys gonna deal with the raving?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
We'd rather not have this because we don't need it. And
Exactly.
literally, Shiraz Bawa is one of the persons that I've seen have the most brunt because they obviously do it a lot on the tunnel run.
Yeah.
And his last tunnel run they cancelled because they didn't get clearance to do it. And
so I know it's liquor, and I know it's liquor for the photos and for the, but
The
it's
views,
just-
because I think the
for
views, that's what
views,
drives
yeah.
it.
And but it's literally destroying any inroads the rest of us are trying to make for everyone. And I know I'm sounding like he's probably gonna be
Boring, I
called.
was like, nah, let me go do a donut and show Gary.
Yeah,
But
but
at the same time, like, we want to create spaces where you can do donuts and no one's going to get any slack.
absolutely. And
Like,
we've
we
and
all love it. We all love burnouts and donuts and adrenaline. Just because we are kind of trying to administer a legal way to do it,
Yeah.
and like, you know, a way that can be condoned publicly
Yeah.
and in a safe way, doesn't mean we like party poopers.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we have a bigger vision than that. Like we've got
Absolutely.
the corporate mindset to those kind of things. It's not just thinking, now I'm a hero out here, I'm gonna show these guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna snake
Yeah.
out of here, I'm not gonna knock anybody,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna make like a cool video.
Exactly.
But the only person that you're gonna kind of, you know, harm is like your reputation yourself, because firstly, people won't want to have you at a corporate event or like a big level event because you're a risk
Yeah.
to this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, we get the backlash when we try to grow it and we just stay stagnant.
Exactly.
This whole thing. So
Exactly, and essentially then what happens is that very way we started that this conversation with that little 8-year-old boy walking through here, he loses out because he doesn't get to build a car one day to feature. So we all essentially responsible for how this thing carries out.
exactly. And
But I'm not saying don't, like my nickname was the Brandweer manager because then everybody saw me it was Brandweer and
Yeah.
but
like we're not saying it's not possible. Like I mean,
Yeah.
it's the time and place. Like if you're out in the farmland and there's no one in
Yeah,
sight,
yeah.
like you know, you're not going to be harming anyone, especially
This
if the
message
road
is not
in the-
endorsed by
especially-
Capestance.
especially if the road is based in Mexico. You know, then it's safe to do those kind of things. But it's not like, yeah,
yeah,
it's, these type of things is trying to grow the industry for the next generation, and we're at that level of
Yeah.
age where we want to see things mature to another level. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
if we things are staying like a boring plateau, it's like even ourselves, we're like, why would you even want to host? You don't even want to put the effort in because you like, you're gonna be facing backlash, you're
Yeah.
gonna be facing whatever,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're gonna,
We literally wait for that Monday
yeah,
comments.
like you can literally just go invite your buddies out for like supper, go talk crap to them about cars, and you get that enjoyment of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hustle. So we're getting drinks delivered to
Yeah.
us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. And
Sorry, guys.
yeah, we already had one, yeah. So
Yeah.
um, but basically we're gonna wrap it up here now, and I wanted to thank you for coming and sharing, the back into it, because you've been doing the events longer than us in like the corporate realm of it, and I wanted people to see the challenges that we face,
Yeah.
and also to see the direction that we're going in, because that's often something that can't be shared.
Yeah.
Because like I said, even here, like we're not having signs on the wall saying like we want to grow a bigger community and network of people to.
Yeah, I think the like just to share more about the challenges. I think essentially what me and you and many others are doing is we're trying to professionalize our style of motorsport, and I call it our style of motorsport because we're not traditional. We're not the old valley wind up club and yeah,
straight to the track.
we literally wanna preserve this and grow it because Cape Town's always had an amazing culture for this. Like the home build stuff is always part of Cape Town. So
Cape Town has got about they bang on a budget because they're like,
Yeah.
let's try and make the most of
Yeah.
what we got, because we can't compete with the Joburg and Durban boys, and basically we make the most of what we got.
absolutely, absolutely, and I think we're on the right. I mean, like for me, I walked in here and I know what the plan was with today, and I mean the amount of. I mean, I've never sat in a studio like this. I'm sitting surrounded by what couple of million cars. I mean, like
Yes.
this is it's amazing, and it's not supercars.
Yeah.
It's
But the money we dropped into it was
Ex-
like crazy.
Absolutely, the color. I mean, like it's just such an appreciation for the culture. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. Like, just booking a studio to do your own photo shoot is crazy. Now you got like so much content creators rolling through here today. The uploads are going to be crazy. Tomorrow will be more. It's
I
just-
haven't heard anyone like you'll know from an event organization aspect, but like what we cooked up this weekend at the studios was actually like content creators dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
not everybody gets to be able to shoot in the studio like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
and we're giving the opportunity to everybody.
Yeah.
And with that, we want to create those moments and let people be exposed to these kind of things, because now
Yeah, this is literally wallpaperville. Like
Yes,
every
like,
single
I-
car is going to be a wallpaper of
Yes.
some sort here. And
like I look back, well, when I was looking for references for OTF 25, like you look at the big photographers who are shooting for actual BMW and brands, they are in these kind of infinity
Yep,
curves
yeah.
with additional lighting and
yeah, and a crew of 50, 60 people
yes,
at the back.
sitting at the back.
Yeah.
They're taking the picture and then they're spending another 2-3 weeks retouching the image.
Yeah.
But it all starts in the same space.
Yeah.
And the amount of money that they're forking out for that production itself
Absolutely, bro.
to cook those campaigns is like another
Absolutely.
level. And yeah, people are getting it for like 140
Yeah.
rand.
So I mean,
It's like
so I mean, like yeah, like I see the vision. I see
Yeah.
I see what you want to achieve. I mean, I've always supported.
and I'm about giving back to the people and like
Oh yes, yes.
Mr.
As is ook stroking his own ego. Yeah. Yes,
I
yes.
like want people to know that, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times people think I want to take, but I'm at that point. I'm old now. Like I just want to give back. I literally, my whole goal for this year was to try and find Canon or Sony
Yeah.
to say, look, we want to give a camera away to a photographer or videographer
Yep.
that's underprivileged. And he's shooting on his phone, and he just needs the opportunity to have proper gear, and it will,
Yeah, yeah.
upskill him,
And to
create his own
his
business.
little launch pad to get himself
Yeah.
started. Yeah.
So that was one of my goals, which I didn't accomplish this year, but I'll still keep it over for next year.
I think the goals are realistic. I think what we're
and
trying
it's
to
not,
do.
It's not crazy.
Yeah.
Like one of the other goals is also for us to raise funds to buy a vehicle for someone, like a nice small
Yeah.
car, something reliable,
Yeah.
and donate it to someone who pitches a underprivileged person that's like grinding on the public transport. He's going to like do double shifts, you
Yeah.
know, living that hard life.
Yeah.
And a car will change his life to make things like, you know,
Well,
give him an extra hour or two of sleep.
So that's a lot what Racing for Change does, and shout out to Abdul for this. I mean, they've upskilled so many youth, but they've used the money that we put into racing and to in Gymkhana to upskill kids in through their welding school. So we now becoming more impactful. We're changing people's lives, even if it's a small bit.
Amazing.
You know, like any change at this stage,
It's
nobody's giving it to you.
all little changes are
Yeah.
compounding to be a big
Yeah,
change.
yeah, and if that change in his life now get him a better job, which means he's able to send his kids to a better school, which means they get a better shot at life, then what we're doing is all
Exponential
worthwhile.
growth. I mean, it's just like that little good deed made that child's life a little bit better.
Abso-fucking-lutely,
because
dude.
there was an extra 2,000 rand every month, and they could just go and
Yeah.
spoil him with some
Yeah.
extra lessons or something.
Yeah,
So, thanks so much.
Shock,
for this
my guy.
chat.
Thank you for always thinking about me.
No, you know, you've been guiding me and helping me so much.
Don't
with
tell
the
people
events.
that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, the window's closed now. And after me harassing Gary, he's like, nah, I'm not gonna help anyone again because this was irritating.
Nah, we've always been on the like, and we were
Respect
saying it.
level, you know, like we didn't know each other that well before, but when
Yeah.
we started hosting events, we like, you know, gave
Yeah.
a nod to each other and be like, nah, respect, bro.
Yeah.
You know, subtly behind the scenes, I know what you went through. And then we just like immediately be like, okay.
And like literally like anybody, genuinely, I think Tariq's the same with information. Anybody that's prepared to try to go the right way, he'll share his journey with you as well.
I'm
So
happy to help, and honestly,
nobody's gatekeeping this thing, you know.
it's not rocket science, but it's just odd
It's expensive
and
science.
yeah, and expensive. And I love being able to attend shows that has a good environment and a good vibe like this.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, I can't afford financially and physically to build a car for my own event and still host the event.
And I was the event, yeah.
So I kind of I sacrifice my own passion to be able to ensure that other people's
Yeah.
passion can be driven, because I know once you hear OTF or an event is announced, then people are like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this,
Yeah.
putting on new wheels,
Yeah.
changing this and
Yeah.
that. But it's like things that was dormant in them. There was that excitement. I was just
Yeah.
holding it for that moment. And as soon as you drop that event flyer, then they're like, no, okay, cool, let's commit and do these things. And seeing, and this is like a culmination of all of that. It's
Exactly.
Like the passion coming together,
Exactly.
the sacrifice.
Exactly.
And
Sorry, the camera's on, eh? We live.
we're live streaming. So, yeah.
No, you guys can walk. I was just saying, he's doing his dance. It might get a lot of views.
Yeah. And he's gonna have that memory forever on our YouTube channel.
But that's where the conversation started.
Yes.
That's the inspiration. That's the kids that are.
And I mean, you know, most people will lose their minds now. Yeah, you're in front of a thing,
Yeah.
shout at them, whatever, but like, we chill.
I was just more worried he knocked it there. It was just like, 'cause he obviously doesn't know it's on. Anyways.
Yeah.
But look, dude, I'm stoked. I'm so happy with
Thanks, thanks for coming. You came last year.
Yeah.
And last year, I was so crazy committed with all the things I needed to get. I didn't even have the chance to sit
Yeah,
down with you
yeah.
like this. And I was like, it also wasn't even live streamed like this.
Yeah, we just had a chat, you know, on the stage.
Yes, and it was just the people there. And the music was also so loud. So
Yeah, but it was
I couldn't
cool
even
though,
overhear.
because me and Vic were going back at each other between Cape Town and Joburg, because obviously Vic's holding Joburg down. Like, you can't take that away from him.
Yeah, he's like everything on the back of his hand.
Yeah,
He knows
yeah.
it works, like how it works there.
But that's just it goes again to show that we nationally network now across the board. I saw like the Resistance guys were out in Mossel Bay. Was it Mossel Bay? Mossel Bay the other day. Like,
Extreme.
yeah. So
Extreme Multifish.
so we all making moves in the industry, and it's by high time that now the fruits of all of that puts together something and says to the world, look, we're here.
And also last weekend was.
And I mean, Chip's doing it. Chip's dominating overseas.
Chip was supposed to come this weekend, but he's so.
So am I like
as well.
the stand-in for Chip?
Yeah. So,
Ah, it's that.
yeah,
Yes.
sorry. You know, Chip's
Nah.
seat needed to be filled.
yes.
Nah, obviously, a different demographic is the Joburg car holder.
Kingpin.
Yeah.
So, but
No,
I mean,
he's,
when you,
he's actually the South African ambassador for the automotive industry.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that guy is building a new car every year,
yeah,
sending it overseas.
Yeah.
And this year, I don't know if you know how far the car went. But he built two cars, a 1600 BMW
and the 5 Series station wagon.
yes,
Yeah, I was watching the YouTube video.
with a trailer. And it got so much recognition that he got invited to Eastern Motor Show.
Wow.
And Eastern Motor Show is the invite only.
Yeah.
So that like literally was like he clocked the starts game
So,
basically.
so that just goes to rubber stamp what you were saying earlier. The quality of balls coming out of the country is first here,
Yeah.
and it's now to create the local and national exposure, and then
It
we've
really
got
trickles
10.
down because he's accomplished that now, but it doesn't mean that he's gonna be the last.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
We
yeah.
have the potential for more.
Yeah,
And that's why we have these events. So we look forward to what you cook up next, and we look forward to OTF 26 and the planning. And I'm learning new things and learning from our mistakes and
Yeah.
our shortcomings. We grow and we just improve things.
and
And
if
the support
and,
of you guys.
and if there's a potential sponsor on this, like reach out, guys. Like
Yes.
even if it's just for a conversation, you don't have to
Pop us
commit.
an email,
Yeah.
even if it's for Gary. Like I'm about sharing. Like you guys want to do something Drift City, we can give you Gary's details. If you want to do something with Capestance, you can reach out to us. And if you want to do something with both of us,
Yeah, but invest in us.
Yes.
It sounds almost desperate.
Nah, it's not desperate. It's like both. You have to manifest.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
firstly, like that's why I normally don't do stories.
Yeah.
Like this week I was like, if you don't say these things, no one's gonna know.
Yeah.
And if like people think, oh, you guys are hosting one every year, you don't need any help. Why must we
Yeah.
come? To make things sustainable, we had a sound meltdown. To make things sustainable, it helps when the sponsors on there and let us grow. And
Yeah.
it's like a trajectory. The trajectory that we go on is like gives us that 3 to 5 year jump.
Yeah.
Instead of us having to, wait
Hustle.
till we 40 or 50, and then at that time you lost so much charisma. Like we want to make these things happen now.
Yeah.
Like we've got the experience. Gary's been doing this for years, and like we need that corporate support
Yep.
to really push this thing. And
Yep.
we're the type of people that don't like. We want to build sustainable relationships because we've been doing it so long.
Yep.
And the problem is some people that are like, so thirsty and are fly by nights. Once they get the sponsorship, they don't care about how the person, the business or the corporate that is actually giving it, how they benefited.
Yeah, yeah.
And when it leaves a sore taste in their mouth,
Yeah.
like the doors are closed forever.
Yeah, yeah, and we have to wait for a whole
A
new
money
person to come,
stars
maybe.
into a
Yeah.
line.
So yeah, I mean, we could be talking for hours about this. It's just crazy.
Yeah, we want to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And we wrap it up on a good note. We're open to all support, and we're happy to have. Like I'm at the level now, and Gary also gave me this lecture. It's like you can't do this on your own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a one-man thing anymore. And I'm lucky to have a lot of guys at Capestance and even people who are attending come out and offer, and they've become part of the Capestance brand just because of their passion. And you can see people
Yeah.
want to make an impact in the industry, and that's what we're about here.
100%.
With the events, like networking with those like-minded enthusiasts, and that's why whether it's big or small, OTF 25, OTF in general will be here for us to just build on the automotive industry and what we love, which is cars. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me,
next
dude.
year at OTF 26.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna block you. I'm gonna block you on WhatsApp.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
See you.